Here we are with the Jeep Commander, and the wife is complaining about a mysterious noise, and it's coming from the back. Naturally, it only happens when she's driving it, so kind of hard to diagnose. But last time we had this issue, it ended up being, she said the noise was coming from the back of the Jeep, and couldn't figure out what it was. In the end, what it ended up being was these sway bar links, and that connects to the sway bar, and it was hard to tell. Pretty much had to get in there by hand and really shake it to find out that bolt was loose. And it was loose enough that this thing was kind of moving up and down, or it was making a strange noise. So that was the problem last time. So you get in here with an 18mm wrench and just make sure that's tight. And in this case it's tight, so this is not the reoccurring issue. We have to find what it is. So with the wife's description of the noise, which wasn't very helpful either, kind of got us to being worried whether or not it was in the rear differential or possibly the rear U-joint there. So there's nothing wrong with either one here. This is all good. But in the past as well, there's the emergency like brake cable. So there's the emergency brake cables in there, and those were hitting the drive shaft, and it actually wore the rubber off of the cable. Here it is here, and that's where it had wore the sleeve, the rubber off of the emergency brake cable. And so I've got this, I used some zip ties, and I tied this up out of the way so it's not gonna fall down and hit the drive shaft anymore. So that's not it either. So the wife said that the noise only happened when she made right-hand turns and some other different scenarios where she was driving over something, and anyways, the point being is that it's not going to be a problem with our rear diff, because if it was, then it should be consistent with driving, and it should be consistent with running speed, and because it's not, then we don't have to worry about it being part of the drive line there. So that has us looking at other things again. Now get up underneath of here, it ends up being this spot right there, and you can see where the exhaust has been rubbing against this plate, this heat plate here, or heat shield, and hard to see, but there's not enough clearance in here. So when she's driving, making a right-hand turn, and the body is flexing, this is contacting the metal here, and the exhaust is vibrating, and it's making that noise that she's trying to describe. So the first thing will be to remove the tire out of here, and then we can get a good look at that heat shield. And I'm just gonna remove it. I don't think it serves any purpose there. I don't think the exhaust is hot enough or close enough to the tire to damage it. So I'm just gonna remove that heat shield. Once we open up the hatch here, then we've got this this piece here. And you just pull your little tabs up, line them up with the slots on both sides, and then now you can pull this up out of the way, and then that's going to reveal where all your storage and jack and stuff like that is. So out of the factory setup they got here, you want to find these two pieces. So you'll take this and you'll put it on there, and then you'll take your T-handle and you'll put that onto the top of here, and then we're going to lower that tire down. After turning that counterclockwise, we've got our tire lowered to the ground, and now we have to fish our mechanism out through the hole. We have to fish our mechanism out through the hole here, and then we can pull the tire out of the way, and then we could get at that heat shield. So we get that tire up and out of the way there. Now we can access our heat shield, and there's 3 nuts to take off, one there, one there, one there. And once we get the shield off, we can see that spot where it was rubbing on the exhaust. And here it is on the heat shield. So I'm just gonna take that off and leave that off. I don't think it serves a purpose. And put the tire back in. And when we're putting the tire back in here, we want to lubricate this cable good, and we want to try and get up in there with some penetrating lube so that doesn't get all dry and seized. So when you need to change your tire, you can change your tire. Also, if I didn't mention it, those fasteners were 13 millimeter. And the rest is just reverse of disassembly. We'll put everything back together.